So the question I have for you today is, do you believe in karma? You see, karma is very simple. As good as you are, as good as you get. And in life, sometimes if we do bad things, then we have to make good. It's nature's way, let alone God's way, because at the end of the day, we can't just go around doing what we want, and causing harm and harm to other people without some consequences. And it's really, really, really important to understand this, because in life, there is a nature's way. A nature's way is that we should be living in the mode of goodness. But unfortunately, sometimes because we live in the mode of passion and the mode of ignorance, that we don't take responsibility for our actions in life. And this is really, really, really important. So what does karma do? Karma teaches us. Karma is probably one of the most important teachers that we have. And it's important to understand why karma exists. You see, I can go around and do whatever I want, but at some point there has to be a lesson to be learned. Because if I just go on and do whatever I want, whether causing harm, hurt, pain, suffering to someone else, then I'm never going to move away. I'm never going to change, and I'm going to get stuck in this life. But Lord Krishna, he teaches us. You see, today I'm reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 7, verse 16. Draupadi, in the previous verse, she's mourning the sons of her 5 sons who were killed. Not only were they killed whilst they were sleeping. And this is the whole thing, is it's fair enough someone was in a equal fight, and someone dies or someone gets injured. But when someone is sleeping, or in this case 5 sons were sleeping, and they were just viciously murdered and their lives taken away from them for selfish and greedy and ignorant reasons, there has to be a price to pay. And this is what the Lord is trying to teach us, and it's so, so important that we have to be responsible for our actions. So, if we butcher someone, then maybe we have to be the one who becomes the victim at the in our next life, maybe. I mean, I'll give you an example. It's our founder Acharya, who translates the Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada, he says to us, if someone is a butcher in this life and they kill animals, then maybe in their next life they will go back down in the lineage and become an animal themselves, and then maybe they have to live a life of an animal, say such as a cow or another animal that's slaughtered for its meat. And then maybe through the process of karma and them having to experience what it's like to be an animal, to be slaughtered, that maybe they'll learn their lessons. And this is so, so important. It's really, really important. Because we can't just go through life doing just what we want. It's ignorance. It's ignorance. I try to be a good person, but I also know that I've harmed and hurt other people, whether it's emotionally or verbally, or even physically. I've caused harm and hurt. I'm happy to put my hands up and say that. And therefore, in order for me to move forward in my life, to evolve myself and to purify myself and decontaminate myself from the mindset that I had in the past when I would have done any harm or hurt to someone else, I've got to go through karma. I've got to go through lessons to understand what it's like to be on the receiving end, or just importantly, maybe just to understand what it must feel like for someone who has actually been harmed or hurt. Because it's so easy in society today just to do whatever you want and not have any care or consideration for other people. And this means even vendettas, or doing things just mindlessly without caring of the consequences of our actions. We don't care of our actions. All we care about in society is ourselves. That is, and only is, the most important thing. Me, 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 I, mine, mine, mine. But what type of persons does it make us? Of course, it's not, you can't think class myself as a nice person. I've always thought to myself as a nice person, a caring person, because I've always looked after people, whether it's my family, whether it's been my friends, or anyone around me. I used to always try to help people. But there was a side of me which also caused pain and suffering. And I can't ignore it anymore. And this is what I've been doing for the last 3 years since I've been here in ISKCON Vrindavan. I've been trying to cleanse myself, purify myself, so that I break this pattern of harm and hurt, or just even the mindset or the thought pattern of not being nice to someone else. It's so important. It's so important. I need to be more mindful. I need to be more kindful. I need to be more caring, more giving, more loving, more beautiful. How about you? Can you put your hands up and say, I've done this, and are you prepared to take the lessons? Are you prepared to move yourself forward, or are you just going to get stuck in the same way that you've always been? And this is key, absolutely key, is are you ready? Are you ready to transform yourself? Do you really feel that there is something more than who you are at the moment? Because I know for sure is whatever I've done in the last 3 years has been cleansing and has been purifying, and certain things have shifted. But I still have to remind myself, okay, could I be more nicer in that one situation today? Rather than walking around, like for instance, I walk around the mandir outside, it's called a parikrama. We walk around the outside of the mandir. It's a form of when we chant, when we do our japa. Now, how many times if you walked around in a circle and there's other people, would you expect other people to get out of your way so you can walk wherever you want to walk? You see, this is what I've been focusing on. Be mindful. Why should other people move out of my way just because I want to do something or go somewhere? I want to be in a strict, direct line. No. I need to be able to be more mindful and more caring and move out of everyone else's way. Am I aware of my attitude when I speak to other people? Am I short with them? Am I rude with them? Do I get aggravated? Do I get frustrated? You see, all of these aspects to our character affect us as a whole. And every time we can be more mindful of all these situations that I've talked about, can I speak a bit nicer to someone else and be less angry or bitter or get frustrated? I had to learn this lesson recently. I had a Prabhu who was doing seva in the department with me, and I had to supervise him, and it was very hard work. He had a lot of issues, and sometimes I got frustrated. But it's these things that I need to make good, because they all have karmic reactions. If I'm frustrated, if I'm short with someone else, then all that's going to happen is it's going to come back to me. So I've got to go through these lessons and go through these lessons until I increase my tolerance and my acceptance level that he is who he is, he behaves in a certain way, he acts in a certain way, he does things in a certain way. And that is what I have to accept, because he is on his own path, I'm on my own path. We are able to process things at different stages, at different moments in time, based on the capacity that the Lord gives us and the intelligence the Lord gives us and the knowledge he gives us. And this is absolutely key. So yes, with this Prabhu, I had to work with it until I found it acceptable to accept that he can only do certain things in a certain way, and I can't expect him to do everything what I want to do in my way, or expect him to do it the way I do it. And this has been paramount. And these are the lessons of karma. So we can decide to ignore them and just get angry, get bitter, not care about other people, not care about our actions and the consequences, cause and effect. Or we can start to become a better version of ourselves. And this is how the Lord teaches us. He puts us in the precise situations. He brought that Prabhu into the seva intentionally to teach me. And then the Prabhu left for different reasons. And I learnt a lesson there. It was an important lesson. In fact, I thought I learnt the lesson, and then the Prabhu left, and then he came back for another week. And I realised the Lord wanted me to take me through more lessons and more lessons, and it was beautiful. So now I have another Prabhu who I supervise the department, and now with him I don't rise. I accept, okay, he's learning, he's new, he's got his own different ways, and I will try and just be a good, kindful, caring Prabhu, serving with another Prabhu who happens to be different from me. So, back to you here. I talked to you about how I'm doing. Are you able to evaluate yourself as to what you do and the consequences of your actions, the consequences of your physical actions, your emotional actions, just even your thoughts? Thinking bad of someone is no different to verbalizing it, because it gets ingrained in us. So we need to try to purify and cleanse ourselves. And I go through this process, and this is why every day I chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'm reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, I'm reading Bhagavad Gita, and look, combined together, as well as thinking about the Lord, talking about the Lord, being in the right association, all under the guidance of my spiritual master, then I feel actually okay. I'm slowly and slowly, little by little, cleansing myself, cleansing my thoughts, cleansing my feelings, cleansing my words, cleansing my hearing, and hopefully becoming a little bit of a better version of myself. Are you ready? Are you ready to confront what you need to confront with? It may sound harsh, it isn't. It doesn't mean there can't be some hard lessons. Yes, of course we've got to accept that we've got karma, we've got to make up for what we've done. But it's worth it. I can assure you now, it's absolutely worth it. If you've got a question, let me know. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.